Yes, Theon.
There you go.
That's the Iron Island blood in him. I'm coming back, maybe, finally.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the YouTube channel. My name is Cam. This is Zay, and we are here with another season of Game of Thrones. This is season 6. We are watching episode 1, the premiere, The Red Woman. Now, this is interesting. This is the last normal length season in terms of episodes. This will be the last season with 10 episodes. By season 7, it goes down to 7. Season 8 has 6 episodes. They do get longer. But yeah, this is our last normal kind of structured season. I'm super excited to get into this one. But before we do, if you guys like what you're watching, leave a like down below. Subscribe to stay tuned for more. And if you want to watch our full-length reaction of this, and since it's season 6, the next 6 episodes. But here's the thing, guys. We're capping it at 6. Okay, so by season 7, it's not going to go to 7. It'll be 6. And then same for season 8. There is only 6 episodes in season 8. So that'll just be how it is. But with that being said, you can check that out on Patreon, our full-length reaction to this and the next 6 episodes. But yeah, with that being said, Zay, what do you remember previously?
Yeah, that was a hell of a season finale we had gotten. So we got to see Arya do the face change thing. She killed Sir Meryn Trant, someone that we had seen she wanted to kill, has been on her list. Jaqen wasn't too happy, and we got a very, very interesting sequence of events that occurred. Jaqen drank poison, and then he was behind her because it was the girl originally that we had seen before telling Arya and Jaqen that she's not ready, and then all of a sudden it was Jaqen, and then they started pulling faces off of the dead Jaqen, to which it eventually landed on Arya, and we saw her start to go blind. And it cut right there. So we didn't really get to too much information from that. I know you asked me if I think she's permanently blind or what the case is. I don't think so, but I mean, I guess we'll see. Stannis suffered defeat. So I guess the sacrifice he made of his daughter was really not for much of anything currently. And Brienne found him, and it appears that she might have killed him, but we were cut away before we got to see it. Dany got captured by some Dothraki after landing in like these rolling hill area with Drogon. She went down kind of exploring by herself. She did drop her ring, however, so I guess leaving an item in case people are tracking her, looking for her. She's assumed people are looking for her. Jorah and oh man, I just forgot his name again. Jorah and Dario. I was gonna say Dario, but I felt wrong. Jorah and Dario are now out looking for Dany, while Tyrion, Missandei, and Grey Worm are going to be managing Meereen, I guess. And so we'll get to see how that plays out. And Cersei had her walk of atonement, and it was brutal. Bloody feet, shit, people calling her all sorts of names. She seemed broken down. And now what's in store, for Tommen and I'm blanking on names today.
Who?
The wife of Tommen.
Marjorie.
So, I mean, what's in store for them? Will they get a walk of atonement? I guess
Tommen's not locked up. It's just Marjorie.
Oh, yeah, he's not locked, but will Marjorie...
Dolores.
Oh, and then the saddest thing that occurred for me, Jon died at the wall. He got killed by his own men, called a traitor. What happens with Ghost is my next question. And where's Bran and Rickon? And there's a lot. So I'm hoping we get... It seems like we're going to be focusing on the Red Woman this episode, considering the name, but hoping we get to check in with some other characters, and I'm ready for season 6.
All right, let's get into it.
They left his body out there, you sons of bitches.
You can hear Ghost.
Yeah, Ghost, you got to get out of there. Get out.
Commander!
That's so crazy.
Hope we get him inside.
Let Ghost out.
I don't know. At that point, I'd be worried Ghost is just going to murder everybody.
Fucking kill everybody in that bitch. Like,
the end of season 5. Kit Harington, who plays John, imagine he's just like, yes, I'm done. And they're like, no, we still need your body. We still need you as a body.
Yeah. It's like, I'm done recording. About that. We need you for 7 episodes of laying there.
How many of your brothers do you think you can trust?
The men in this room.
Does the wolf know you? We need all the help we can get.
Yes, let him out.
I saw him in the flames, fighting at Winterfell.
I can't speak for the flames. But he's gone.
Yeah, your flames are batting 1,000 for the last 2 things you've seen. They're doing great.
Jon Snow is dead.
Who killed him?
I did.
Murderer!
He's owning it.
Yeah.
Look,
He let the wildlings through our gates, as no Lord Commander has ever done before. Lord Commander Snow did what he thought was right, I've no doubt about that. And what he thought was right would have been the end of us. He thrust a terrible choice upon us. And we made it.
but
Dude, it's like, bro, but the dead army, bro. Like, look.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? Are you forgetting that he had direct engagement with them too?
John was my friend. Those fuckers butchered him. We all die today. I say we do our best to take Thorne with us when we go.
We need to fight. But we don't need to
if you were
die.
on John's side and John dies, fuck, I'd be
Yeah.
worried too.
Bolt the door. Don't let anyone in. I'll be back as soon as I can.
But I also would be like that hasteful, be like, we all died today. I'd be like, well, now let's plan an attack out. Let's not just.
Thanks to you, the false king, Stannis Baratheon, is dead. Do you know who struck the killing blow?
No.
A shame. I'd reward the man.
Did you hear that?
Yeah,
Stannis is dead.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard it.
We no longer have Sansa Stark. You played your games with her. You played your games with the heir to the Iron Islands, and now they're both gone.
They won't get far.
I'm glad to hear it. Without Sansa, you won't be able to produce an heir. And without an heir, well, let's hope the maesters are right, and Lady Walder's carrying a boy.
Woo.
Yeah. Oh my god, they're fucked.
That would probably be the most terrifying moment of
Hearing
anybody. Like
the
just
hounds
hearing
not
the
too far
dogs and yeah.
Ain't no fuck. Yeah, better.
Oh my god!
It's the only way to throw off the house.
My life's on the
It's too
line.
cold,
I'm in
I
that
can't.
fucking water. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but bro, like you could die instant or close to instantly because of like hypothermia.
That's better than getting brought back to fucking him, bro.
Dude, that's gotta be so fucking cold.
They've been through the fucking ringer, bro.
Both of them, yeah.
Yeah. Are you fucking kidding?
I'll know them away.
No, I won't make you that.
You will. John is Lord Commander of Castle Black.
Yeah, about that.
Damn.
Where is Lady Bolton?
Dead.
Liar. She broke her leg jumping from the ramparts. I left her to die in the snow.
Oh no.
I can't wait to see what parts Ramsay cuts off you this time.
Brienne? Brienne!
Bloody woman.
Yes. Nice. Come on, Podrick, do something. Show me some.
He's
All right.
not dying.
Not dying. As smooth as Brienne's kill, but okay. Oh, that's not good. What? This is turning into a disaster already. What the fuck's happening? Mm. Theon, pick up the sword from the dead one. You can fight. Holy shit. Podrick. Yes. Take him down, Theon.
Hey!
Podrick. Okay. In a war, wouldn't suggest that tactic because now you're on the ground amongst getting trampled by horses. No.
Dude, she always goes for the side of the fucking neck.
Not even she's super quick, bro. Yes, Theon.
There you go.
That's the Iron Island blood in him. I'm coming back, maybe finally.
Lady Sansa, I offer my services once again.
Stop doing that. Those people usually die.
Please don't.
Renly, Catelyn.
Everybody's just getting fucking smoked, dude.
And I vow that you shall always have a place by my hearth. And
This is touching, though. Maybe third time's the charm. Maybe not.
I swear it by the old gods and the new. Arise.
It seemed like she was just pulling that out of her ass. I know she.
No, I'm
probably
pretty sure that's the same thing Catelyn said.
It is. I'm just laughing because there were such long pauses. I was like expecting to like say, and I will share my PlayStation games with you. Fuck. What the fuck do we say? Theon, what do we say?
And when someone says pass the sauce, you will be the first to receive it.
Receive it.
And
I
but that's awesome. She's got Brienne by her side now.
Relatively, she's kind of safe now, ish, for a little bit.
Got a little band of Theon, Sansa, Brienne, and Pod.
Your Grace, I'm sorry to disturb you. A ship from Dorne has sailed into the harbour. Marcella.
This is what we're doing this episode? Bad news games across the board? Is this what we're doing? We're just gonna...
That's good news for Sansa.
That was good news for Sansa, yes. This is terrible. They bounced it off with awful news for Cersei. Look how happy she is. My mother and my daughter are back. One of them is. Well, they're both back, I should
She's
say.
usually never happy at Jaime whenever he returns from something. I'm not sure this is going to pan out well for Amenity, but...
She's like, you brought her back. He's like, yes, but here's the catch.
Let me go try to talk to our son. No, Jaime, stop!
Did you say... the contract was dead or alive, right? You just wanted her back in King's Landing? Yeah, she knows.
Yeah.
She was good. From her first breath, she was so sweet.
She was definitely a lot nicer than Joffrey.
Yeah.
I thought if I could make something so good, so pure, maybe I'm not a monster.
Listen to me. She was my daughter. And I failed her.
No, I knew this would happen. The witch told me years ago.
It's definitely interesting to get
She promised me 3 children. She promised me they'd die.
this side of Cersei.
Mm-hmm.
It's prophecy. It's fate.
You don't believe that?
Of course I do.
Fuck prophecy. Fuck fate. Fuck everyone who isn't us. We're the only ones who matter. The only ones in this world. And everything they've taken from us, we're going to take back and more. Going to take everything there is.
No shit.
It's wild though, seeing like the trend, like from comparing to season 1, Lannisters were so much more cocky, and now it's like
They went through a lot.
That's what I'm saying. You see the change in character.
Only confession can purge sin.
I have nothing to confess.
So you believe you are pure?
None of us are.
You have started down the path. But you have many miles to go.
She doesn't look as in bad a shape as Cersei did. when she was down here.
Oh, yeah, Cersei had like, it looks like she's got some fucking hay on her floor. Cersei had like cement and nothing
And nails.
else. And had to, like, was drinking out of a puddle.
They're giving her broken glass and shit for a bed.
Prince Dora.
They're nervous about what this fucking. They're like, don't read that.
The Princess Marcella.
Uh-oh.
Elia Martel raped and murdered, and you did nothing. Oberyn Martel butchered, and you did nothing.
My son. Tristan.
Your son is weak, just like you. And weak men will never rule Dorne again.
Kind of smart, I guess, because she got rid of the only person that could really be right. He would have been next to rule.
It's also interesting to see how many like of the guards and stuff were
They
also
just
kind of in that same boat. They weren't fucking feeling him.
They just sat there and watched. Yeah.
We're here to kill you.
You want her to do it? Or me?
You fight? I mean, I don't know how well.
Good.
Well, Braun knocked him the fuck out.
Right? If you think they're gonna actually fight fair, I don't think that's the case. Yeah. You're an idiot. No offense.
Good call.
You're a greedy bitch. You know that?
You're learning the show.
Because I'm just like, why? Their mission's to kill you, not to be fancy about it.
Sons of the Harpy planned their attack in the fighting pits very carefully, which means they take orders from someone.
Have you started looking for that someone?
My little birds have already taken wing. Soon they'll return, singing songs of men in gold masks.
That doesn't look good.
No. That's exactly what I was thinking. That doesn't look good at all. Holy shit.
We won't be sailing to Westeros anytime soon.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Isn't it frustrating? Wanting someone who doesn't want you back.
Of course it is.
You're a romantic. I admire that.
I'd be nervous riding a horse out there. Ooh, it's spreading. Knowing that there's a thing that likes to eat horses and men and anything else it can cook with its breath.
An army.
Not an army. A horde.
What's the difference? I was wondering how they were going to end up finding that, but it makes sense because the earth, that circle that was all blacked out from the horses circling her.
Yeah.
She dropped it right where she knew would be the highest chance for them to see. Fucking asshole. So funny.
Anha Daenerys Javasco. Heala Targaryen. Mesherik Ron. Khaldrogo Keeper Boise.
Oh. Well. Oh. Did they ever say that before?
Well, we know that now.
Oh.
Vaistofrak. Vaisofto Shikhali. Atira Shechis Mema Khalinyosa Khalidrim.
Uh-oh.
Menemnesa.
Well, that backfired at the end, I guess. Bought her more time and chance of not being abused.
Yeah, right. Better treatment at least.
Yeah. Oh.
But there has to be a price to pay for everything.
Still blind.
Yep.
Thank you.
Dude, that would suck.
Are you listening, blind girl?
Yeah.
Do you hear them talking? Do any of them talk to you? Stand and fight, blind girl.
The fuck? This chick's just an asshole. Maybe she's doing it for good reasons, but damn.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.
I'd be like, what? No, you won. What do you mean? It's literally like...
We have no cause to fight.
Hear that, lads? Nothing to fear.
I will grant amnesty to all brothers who throw down their arms before nightfall. I will allow you to travel south. A free man with a fresh horse. Surrender by nightfall, or this ends with blood.
Thank you, Sir Alistair. We'll discuss amongst ourselves and come back to you with an answer.
Alistair's like, come on. He really thought it was going to be that easy, though. He's just going to walk in and be like, I wouldn't trust him anyway. Shady dude.
In my learned opinion, we open that door
And they'll slaughter us all. They want to come in. They're gonna come in.
but we don't need to make it easy for them.
Ed is our only chance.
It's a sad fucking statement if Dolores said it's our only chance.
There's always the Red Woman.
What's one redhead gonna do against 40 armed men?
You haven't seen her do what I've seen her do.
I was just going to say, you ever seen a black ghost cloud come out of a coochie of a woman? What? I have. What in the fuck is going on here?
No offense to the actress, but gross.
Could you imagine if that necklace accidentally came off while she was hooking up with fucking Stannis? He would have looked up and been like, "Ah!" Fucking freaked out. What was the casting call like for that scene?
All right. That was Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 1, The Red Woman. That was the premiere. I am super excited for the rest of this season. But if you guys like what you're watching, leave a like down below. Subscribe to stay tuned for more. If you're not already, and if you want to watch our full-length reaction to this, the next 6 episodes, you can check that out on Patreon. The link for that will be in the description. With that being said, Zay, what are your initial thoughts on the episode?
Very interesting. Kind of like what I would expect from premiere. Kind of like a quick catch up, almost like a refresher. Although they did a very good job with going over everything in the recap. Like,
yeah,
a lot of major stuff. It was pretty long recap, but cool episode. Interesting to see at the end the Red Woman taking off that necklace. Just from an actual standpoint of what the hell, like that thing's magical, clearly to some extent.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm ready to get into like the Q&A and stuff. Cool episode for sure.
All right, yeah, let's get to it. First on the list, we're basically, let's just talk about the entire situation at the wall. Let's start with that. Because that is how the episode starts off. So we have John's body being brought to a secluded room. Clearly we have people who are against what happened and people who are for what happened. But as it seems, the people who are for what happened are fairly the majority. So it does look like that the people in the room with John are in some trouble right now. They are pretty convinced that if they leave, they're going to get murdered regardless of the deal. And so, yeah, I mean, Sir Davos says you've never seen what I've seen the Red Woman do. Maybe she can help, but certainly not turning into an old woman. I don't think that'll help. What are your thoughts on the entire situation going on here at the wall? How do you think that this situation is going to resolve, or if it's going to get even more heated as time goes on? What are your thoughts with everything going on here at the wall?
Yeah, I think we're going to see bloodshed at the wall. I think it's kind of unavoidable. I know they said they're waiting on what's his name to get back. We don't really know where he went, right? The dude that was there, and he's like, "I'll be back." He's like, "Don't let anybody in."
Right? Yeah, we haven't.
So we
seen
don't know.
him.
We don't know exactly what he's doing or where he's going. But yeah, they're boxed in. They're trapped in a corner. You can't escape because if you come out of that door, you're like they said, you're probably dead. Like at the more than likely you're dead. Can't let them in. Well, you can't let them in because they want to get in, but two, if you don't surrender, then you have to go out fighting anyway. So I'm interested to see if they formulate some sort of strategy. Does that guy make it back in time? I mean, does the red woman come and help? Does she even realize the danger of the situation that's going on, or does she even give a shit about,
Right.
like, is she just more pissed that, Stannis lost, basically died? That was who she'd been backing. Lord of Light was showing her all this stuff, and now it's like, I wonder if she's doubting the Lord of Light, maybe, or something along those lines, because she seemed pretty steadfast in believing that Stannis was going to win. It didn't seem like at any point she was ever alluding to the idea that he would lose. So it almost would make me think, like, is she trying to map out, like, why did we lose? What did I see something in the flames, something go wrong? So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see that all play out. And we could probably assume Sansa's heading towards the wall, most likely. Because
Theon told her to head towards the wall, and then they all got attacked, and now they're back together, Brienne and Pod.
I'm wondering if Theon. I mean, we didn't.
Which is just going to take us into our next segment now, anyways.
Yeah,
we have Sansa and Theon who were in their escape, and Sansa. Theon basically sacrificed himself in his eyes. Theon was going to be ready to get captured again or die or whatever he had to do, and told Sansa to head for the wall. Brienne and Pod come in and save the day, and now we have this little group of Theon, Sansa, Bran, and Pod. What are your thoughts about them going forward? Do you think that they're going to continue as a group? Do you think they'll eventually get separated? Do you think that they'll get captured? And because they're still relatively close. What are your thoughts on that whole situation there?
I highly doubt they'll get split up. I just feel, if anything, my thing is that Brienne would literally give her life before she allowed them to get split up. So unless like Brienne and Podrick and Theon get taken out, or two of them get taken out, it's the only way I could ever see them splitting up in a sense. Mm-hmm. One benefit they do have is that, yes, Ramsay knows that he has his search team out, and he's waiting for them to return. But, they killed the search team. They now have horses. So now they're moving at a faster rate. It's still going to take him a little bit of time before he realizes they should be back by now. And then probably will send people out to scout. So they have time. They have a chance to make a gap, to get a distance gap. I guess it's now the question of, where do they head now? If they do head north, will they head north? If they do head north, will we see them run into other people, other characters? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do because you go north, Jon's not there. We don't know. Right. They don't know Arya is in Bravos, and they don't know where Bran and Rickon are. So they're kind of gambling wherever they go. I guess the wall's not really the safest for them. I don't even know what would be safe.
But they think it is.
They do. They think it. I know. I'm just saying from like a general perspective, like I'm trying to map in my head, is
what
there
would be the
safest
safest place
for them to go? And it's like, you're going to want to probably, again, try to cover Sansa's identity. You don't want her identity to be revealed, especially anywhere in this area. Because if people know that she was married to Bolton and stuff like that, then they're going to be like, well, why is she out here? So I guess the object now is lay low and kind of map out, maybe head north, and then just play it by ear as you move on.
Yeah. We'll have to see how that plays out. Next on the list, we have Cersei and Jaime. Cersei is pretty upset that her daughter has been, killed. She said the witch told her that she was going to have 3 children. They were going to die, and it's all coming true. So, Jaime basically told her, we will do this together, basically trying to reassure her.
Yeah, I'll be by your side. I'm not going to, that
right.
type of...
So what are your thoughts on that whole situation now? Do you think that, Dorne is added to her list of enemies? I mean, they already threatened her daughter. So
yeah,
what are your thoughts on that whole situation there? We saw the mountain by her side as well. So, she does have that. what do you think Jamie is going to, say when he finds out everything that happens to Cersei? Because it doesn't really show that he necessarily knows this just yet, but she may have told him, and because he did kind of talk, and it was like they will all pay type of way. So what's your whole thought process on the whole Jamie and Cersei situation?
Yeah, I just think, like you kind of said, it was interesting to see that side of her, like how, because she is emotional about her children. We know that, but like,
Right.
she's kind of reaching the end of her rope right now, because now all she has is Tommen. She's like, and she's like, you were right. They're going to try to take everything from us. Well, they already took 2 of your children. They took your dignity. I mean, one would probably imagine she's like, I got to protect Tommen at all costs. Jamie being more like, obviously a strategist with war and things, might view the High Sparrow and everyone as like their first enemy that they need to get out, because ever since the High Sparrow and his crew got that power and got weapons and such, they're a problem. They've been a problem. I mean, they just abused the shit out of Cersei for, that extended period of time. And I'm sure once he gets the details of it, he'll want to take them out. Dorne, I imagine, is on her list for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And if she finds out, that Oberyn's wife is basically leading Dorne now, and the prince is dead and everything, like with all the information found out, she kind of doesn't Smokey. She kind of, now there's kind of nothing like really stopping her from wanting to go at Dorne. Before, at least Oberyn's brother was there, and he was like trying to keep the peace and could have spoken. But if she speaks that to the Oberyn's wife, she's gonna probably, she's not a fan of the Lannisters. They're not a fan of each other. And now you have 2 angry women that if they run into each other or get to speaking or whatever, speaking of war, then I imagine that's going to be a catalyst. But Tom is still king. So I don't even know what he's doing or what, like where his mindset's at and how his,
well, we saw, speaking of Tom, and we saw his wife in the cell, Marjorie, and the High Sparrow talked to him and, kind of say, You're not there yet. You've got miles away, but you're heading down the right path. So what are your thoughts on that whole conversation that they had and how that might play out?
I mean, we might see a confession. I think it's kind of like, I think we're going to see a confession out of her. I think she's just going to make the confession. She obviously doesn't know what Cersei had to go through after making the confession, which was if, the confession allows for her to just do a walk of atonement and all that as such. But I imagine that, living down there and everything is going to get the best of her at some point, as I think it would most people. And she's just going to be like, fuck it. Like, I'll confess, although she did seem pretty steadfast that she was innocent and that, she was pure. And that, like you said, and that whole conversation went down. So it's a battle of wills. How long can she really hold out? Those conditions, and like we said too, those conditions arguably were a little bit better than Cersei's, and she looked a little better for wear than Cersei.
But you do also have to admit that, like, listen, a man who does construction every day gets put outside for 24 hours. He's going to be able to handle that a lot better than somebody who lived in a castle and pampered, and they get put outside for 24 hours. So, it's still not favorable conditions. You could definitely argue that.
We just are now, like I said, it's a battle of will. And is she willing to sit in there? How long is she willing? Because, if they get rid of the High Sparrow and everything, she might never have to make the Walk of Atonement and all that stuff because she'd be freed. So I guess it's kind of like a battle of like time and like, like I said, her will. Is she willing to sit there? I mean, and it's still a gamble. Even if you confess, he said that your punishment is based on, in like the God's eyes. So Cersei begged for the walk, basically begged for forgiveness and was able to get a walk.
Right.
Marjorie might not be one to beg. So,
well, we'll have to see. Speaking of someone who doesn't really seem to be one to beg, we have Dany, who got captured by the Dothraki, and she tried saying, "Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. I'm this, I'm that." And they said, "You're nothing." And she's like, "Well, I'm a Khaleesi." and they're like, all right. Okay. You're a Khaleesi. Well, you go to this place where all the other, widow Khaleesi's go.
Yeah.
And So that's definitely not what she wanted, but she's not being necessarily abused, as it looks like at this point, and she's not being treated just as a slave. So what are your thoughts on that whole situation? We did see Jorah and Dario come across the ring, which was definitely foreshadowed when she put it down. So what are your thoughts on that whole situation? Do you think they know exactly where to go now, or do you think they might, follow some kind of trail? And if they do you think they'll make it to her or not? And what do you think is going to happen with that whole situation?
I imagine they're going to be able to track down where she went, because when you have that many horses going in a direction, it's going to leave pretty obvious tracks. They're also, they're probably trained somewhat in tracking and stuff like that. So I don't think they'll have a problem going the right direction. The real question, though, is like, how far are they from the place that, the cow and his wives are talking about that she has to stay? Yeah, she's getting better treatment. She did buy herself time and no abuse and better treatment, but it's like, it's still not a good look. Like she wants to go back to Marine. So, and she's going like the opposite way. Hopefully maybe Drogon appears and helps her out or something, or like, I'm sure they'd shit themselves if they saw a dragon come down to come get her. And it was definitely interesting to see the instant change. Like when she said, I'm the widow of Khal Drogo, everyone it was like a total different mood. Like he backed up. He was like, I'm so sorry. No one will touch you, this, anything. So it's interesting how people call them like as I said, it was a horde, and they're these brutes and everything, but they have a system of like respect, and they seem to keep to it pretty steadily, so I think she made the best decision possible unknowingly. I don't know if she expected the cow thing to make it so they bring her back to Marine, but she made the best decision that could have happened. She got the best outcome, I should say, versus what the other option was. Hopefully Jorah and Dario make it there in time. But then that's a freaking monstrosity of Dothraki. How do you even get to her? Where do you think she is? How you gonna sneak in, get her out? Yeah, so
we'll have to see.
We're gonna see.
Yeah, and then next on the list we've got Arya. So we see that she's still blind.
Yeah,
definitely seems to be a permanent effect as of right now, and we don't know necessarily how that's going to all play out. But we do see that the girl that is usually by Jaqen's side has come out with a stick and started kicking her ass and gave her a stick too. And Arya really didn't hold her own in that one. I don't know if you can really blame her, but what are your thoughts on that whole entire situation going on there? And what do you think this means for Arya and her relationship with the House of Black and White going forward?
Yeah, so that was interesting to see. At first I was like, oh my God, you're just bullying her. But I guess, Arya has just lost a sense, pretty important sense in fighting, which is being able to see. Maybe this girl's unintentionally kind of helping her. Like can she learn how to fight without being able to see, just by using her other senses and having to type of stuff like that? I know you see that in other shows and shit. I mean, I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but either she's just being an asshole or she's doing it for a reason to help Arya in a way. And maybe it's part of her thing with the House of Black and White. Maybe there's a way for her to get back in good terms with them. What could it be? I have no fucking idea. I mean, she's pretty much on the street as a beggar now. And, a young girl, blind, a beggar, has no family around her, even close. Doesn't even look like she would know where to start to even head in the right direction. And she's only getting scraps of money at a time. Couldn't even probably buy her way back to wherever she'd want to go. So, yeah, I'm very interested to see her and that other girl's relationship develop. And I'm also interested to see if we get to see Jaqen pop in. Does he pop by and say something to her? Maybe something that starts to lead her on the path of forgiveness to the many-faced God or something. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Which is, I guess, clearly one of my favorite sayings. We'll have to see, because I really can't commentate on anything
except for we'll have to see.
Move on to the next one.
Yeah.
But it's good to get your perspective. And then lastly, we have the Red Woman, who this episode is named after. She took off her necklace and she turned into an old lady. So what are your thoughts about that whole situation? It's like, again, you could argue it's another piece of evidence. I don't think I need to convince you anymore that the Lord of Light is either real or that the magic regarding it is real, at least.
Yeah, you don't have to convince me of that. That was funny. Yeah, she went from the red woman to the old lady. Literally just total identity shift immediately. Yeah, clearly that necklace has some sort of powers in it. I almost said something too because I'm looking. I'm like, it looks like their hair is like blonde or white. I'm like, what the fuck? And then it panned over, and I was like, oh, so how old is this red woman? Because clearly she's old, but gets to be younger using the necklace and obviously some sort of spell, some sort of magic. Depending on it, I mean, it makes sense how she has all this knowledge. I'm sure someone that's that age probably has been studying that craft forever. Studied that god, been associated with that god for arguably a long time. So it makes sense that she has all these abilities and she's very refined in it. But like I was saying before, I wonder if is there doubt creeping in her mind? Was this what she saw in the flames, but she just wasn't being as specific with Stannis? Because to me it seemed like she was expecting them to win and for the conquest to continue. She just lost Stannis and they lost the fight. And had him sacrifice his daughter. So is she starting to form doubts with the Lord of Light? Like,
I mean, she also said she saw Jon, and Jon's dead.
And Jon's dead as well. So it could be her career. Like, is this doubt creeping in? Like, what? Or is it something that she didn't see or wasn't paying attention to when she was looking in the flames? Does she give up the mantle of being the Red Woman because the Lord of Light failed her or something? So she's just like, screw it. Like, because we never gotten to see her take the necklace off, but we've never seen her go to bed. But
we heard Stannis is dead. He's kaput.
Dead. He's dead.
And I feel like at this point, I can confirm to you that Stannis is dead. He's done. Brienne was fine, so Brienne killed him, and that's the end of his character too. So we actually had three deaths in the finale with Jon, Marcella, and Stannis. So it's definitely interesting. But with that being said, any final thoughts?
Yeah, it's I mean, a hell of a way to kick off season 6, right? A lot of development, losing just hella characters constantly. I'm just in and out. I mean, I wasn't too attached to Stannis or Marcella, obviously, but they're still big characters that are dead when play a big role in other characters.
Stannis more so than Marcella, but
well, yeah, but at least Marcella's too plays a lot into Cersei's and
for sure.
And their character development. So I'm excited to get into this season. I'm ready.
Yeah. All right. If you guys liked what you were watching, again, leave a like down below and subscribe to stay tuned for more. And if you want to watch our full-length reaction of this and the next 6 episodes, you can check all that out on Patreon. The link for that is in the description. Zay, I know you have a Twitch.
Yes, I do. Come stop by my Twitch. It'll be linked down in the description below. I stream Sunday through Friday. Tuesdays and Fridays are with Cam. So feel free to stop by, say hello. No spoilers. I'm going to say it every time, and I know that someone's going to end up doing it, but no spoilers. And Cam, I know you also have a Twitch.
Yep, Just Your Average Can. The link for that is in the description. And also, we do have a donate button if you guys want to donate any kind of money. We've had some people come to our Patreon just to donate money and leave, and we feel like, hey, look, we want to give you guys something. If you want to donate, that's completely fine. And if you donate and you ask a question, as long as it's appropriate, we will answer it in a separate video. So if you want to see your question get read by us or a statement and you want to hear our thoughts on it, then go ahead and hit that donate link. Again, we did not plan to do this, but when we started seeing people come to our Patreon to donate money and just cancel the membership right after, we figured, oh, okay, maybe it'd be better to make it a little bit easier on people who just want to donate. You don't have to donate if you don't want to. We thank you guys so much for being here as subscribers as is. So with that being said, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.